think this morning we've chosen the right road in front of the camp. This is a track you will not often see, and it's an animal that you might see less of. There's an aardvaark track that's walked here last night. The 3 toes, and it's walking, we're thinking, behind the leopard. Good for the aardvaark to walk behind the leopard, because leopards do kill aardvarks, but that's a very rare track, and it's literally 5 meters ahead of the steenbok and the duiker track. So it seems the more we walk along this road, there's more coming out to show us from last night. It's fantastic to see an aardvaark track. We've reached a bit of a problem for this leopard track. I don't profess to be the top tracker in Africa, that's for sure. Those are incredible people that can actually track leopards. The problem now is we've lost the track coming through here somewhere. That's a drainage line, and he's walked here, and we've suddenly, over this rocky area, and here I've kind of lost it. So if you're thinking you're tracking an animal that's shorter, nocturnal, more advanced, incredible a feeling when he walks through the bush. He walks in a totally different manner to us. We just walk with 2 eyes facing forward at this height, 6 foot. So if I'm a leopard, someone probably wants to go down low and to see the terrain ahead of you from a leopard's point of view. So if I'm a leopard here, I would be thinking I might walk the easier route through there, for example, instead of this long thick grass here. Another problem could be that we reached the drainage line. We might have decided to go through the drainage line, because if I'm a leopard coming through a drainage line, something might interest me down this drainage line and slip in here. So you got to try and work out the animal that you're tracking and why he's walking and where he prefers to walk. So we're going to try and see if we can find the track a bit further up, but personally I've lost this track at this corner. So we've sent JV up just to see if he's maybe come back onto the road. Okay, it seems we have found the leopard again. He did a little detour off the road, and it's very clear that he's continuing along his path here. Ironically, the little genet, which is a miniature version almost of the big leopard, is walking side by side. So yes, the leopard is walking. JV still following the track up there. And the male leopard walks extremely long distances, and a very difficult animal to follow, but it's just fun to see where he walked and to walk in the path where a beautiful big male leopard walked last night. We're going to go back to the car and then carry on driving and see how far he has walked.
My favorite little insect. You will see the pit here, very perfectly done. Unfortunately, it's doing it in a very hard, compacted wheel. It's a road. The wheels are everyday driving here. So it's an insect which for me is a very interesting. It makes a pit, as you can clearly see, but it actually throw it away with a cross one over and another by the pincers, which any pebble doesn't fit on its cross area, it will throw it away, and it leaves the perfect dust in the middle. It's a trap as it becomes, and it sits right at the middle of the bottom of this pit, and then facing up it actually opens its pincers. Any insects like an ant pretty much will walk around, and it fell there, it grabs it and start flicking it, and once it grabs it, those pincers are hollowed like needle, and it actually gonna inject a hormone that will kill it as a venom, but at the same time it's an external digestive system which takes place, and it suck the juice out of that little creature, leave the whole what you call skeleton lying there, and eventually it will flick it away, keep the pit clean, but it will continuously grow the pit, or else it might move away if it doesn't get enough food to make it a pit and somewhere else. More especially when it becomes on a sunny every day, it will go to another place. But this little creature lives its life the best of its what you call second stage, which is like a moving kind of a beetle, and it becomes a pupating, it digs deeper. Then when it comes out, it's actually a little fly which look like a moth, and that will allow it to live only for about 72 48 hours, and only look for a mate. Mating, life is gone, happy life. Right, so here I'm not gonna wanting to give you a lessons of poop, but I found it interesting that I need to share with you. Being a guide, you must be very respectful of nature. So what we have here is a very definitely a dung of a big animal. Yes, you can easily say a rhino, but definitely this is not a rhino. You will know the size of a rhino, being a bull, will dump in one place, which we call the rhino maiden. So this one is also red as well. That shows you there's lots of tannin. It's a tree material, which is a waste. It's an elephant. But when you drive over the elephant poop, now I can say it's fun, but not 100% fun, because some of these dung beetles are still underneath it. So you will see whoever drove up here smashing the dung, not only the dung being smashed, you can see the little pieces of the dung beetle which was in here being squashed. So at the end of the day, this is one of the small things which you don't notice that you are damaging the environment system or ecosystem, but if you are cautiously, you will respect it. Drive around it, don't drive over the dung, which there's lots of little insects living in there, and then you are definitely destroying it.
Along this little game path where the leopards come off the road. It's a lot more difficult to follow him on this. The nature of a leopard probably to go into a drainage line as opposed to staying on the open area there. So he's decided to cut in here. If you look at this bush in August, after our very, very wet rainy season, it's still August and the grass is very long and very yellow. I'd be stupid to walk in here to try and follow a leopard. And when we walk with guests as well, it's not about finding the animal, it's just to show them where the leopard walked, how he walked, what his mood was, what decisions he made. So I'm happy to not follow further up here. I don't think it's safe. If there's a leopard in here, it might not be safe for you being the guest or myself to walk in here. I don't feel comfortable about it. Another thing which I remember on the walk on the road, we were focusing so much on the track and looking down, is we don't focus and look ahead of you. You can be looking down and suddenly there's a buffalo there or elephants on the way here, which you don't hear or you don't see because of the wind, or you're focusing on the ground. So I was fortunate to have a very, very good mentor in the beginning when we moved here, and he always said, just keep looking ahead, don't focus too much on the ground, don't absorb your whole life on tracks and looking down. You need to occasionally, more often than not, just look ahead of you and see what's in front of you, because it's the safety aspect, not always finding the animal or putting yourself into danger. So at this stage, into a drainage line, just this thicket where we know there's a male leopard with fresh tracks,